Hello, everyone. Surprise. It's William. How are you all doing? Thank you for being here. Andrew is a little bit behind on some things, so I'm stepping in to do the live here for a little bit. I'm sure he'll be with us in a little while. But I'm not filming with Jen tonight. She has some things going on with her kids. They are needing some transportation back and forth to work, I think. So we are not going to do filming. We are most likely not going to have our Saturday morning tutorial this weekend. We are busy this week preparing for the Handmade Arcade in Pittsburgh. So we are going to be there on Friday night and all day Saturday. So if you are in the Pittsburgh area and you have never met Allegory Gallery, you don't know who we are, or you've never come to Ligonier and visited, it's a great time to come to our booth and see what we have to offer. We're going to have jewelry items there, and hopefully you're all going to like them. We're working on some new stuff, so I hope you like that. Let me say hi. I see a number of people here already. Michelle is here with us. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Marianne. Thank you both for joining in. Let's see here. Amanda is here with us. Thank you, Amanda. Good to see you here. And let's see here. I see that Michelle's working on some new things, a tapestry. Awesome. I'm planning to join the book club tonight. Yes, Andrew's going to be hosting the book club tonight. And so we'll see if he steps in for this. I hope he's here. He's able to get here for the paint, well, these new art pieces to talk about them, because I don't know as much about them. But he asked me if I could step in because he wasn't quite ready at 6 o'clock, and we didn't want to leave y'all hanging or postpone, and we do have book club. So we're going to sit here and chat a little bit and see how that goes. Marianne's going to be in book club. Michelle's planning to be in book club. Anybody else going to be in book club? Michelle says there's 27 colors in the tapestry. That's crazy. Amanda shoveled over 10 centimeters of snow today. That's a lot of snow. We have had a dusting of snow, and it's been a little bit icy on the roads up near my other job. Not so much here. The roads are pretty good here especially compared to up there. But that's a lot. That's a lot. This is the heavy kind, not the nice fluffy kind. That's a lot, right? Marion says more snow than we've had so far. This is our first snow. Overnight, we got starting late last night. It started snowing. I think this is our first snow of the year, and it's just a dusting. It's out there snowing a good bit now. The ride home was a little bit hard to see because the snow is flying, but we haven't had much. Hello, Jane. Thanks for tuning in. Donna is here. Hello, Donna. Suzanne is now here. Thank you for joining us. Susan, our neighbor, is here. Hello, hello, hello. Suzanne's under a freeze warning. That's wild, right? Yeah, we've been down in the freezing temperatures for a while now, but this is the coldest day, I think, as long as nothing has changed. This was to be the coldest day of the year. Well, not the year, of the year. Well, I guess the year so far, but of this week. And then we're going to get a little bit warmer here. I don't know what we were up to today. I think, let's see. Oh, my watch isn't telling me. 20 was the low today, and 27 was the high. So we're 20 and 27 today for a low and high. I think we're going to get back up into the 30s, maybe 40s over the next few days again. So hello, Paulette. Thank you for joining in. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining us. If you are joining in, please hit that share button and share this video with your friends and your family. Let them know that we exist. We're trying to do a lot, and I'm trying not to get worn out doing a lot. That's the big thing for me. We are preparing, like I said, for Handmade Arcade. If you don't know what that is a large handmade convention center filling show. There are going to be hundreds of vendors. And we are going to be one of them. So if you are in the Pittsburgh area and you've never heard of it, check out the Handmade Arcade. I think they do work on a ticketing system. I don't know if they're still doing it. They used to ticket. You get a ticket and they let so many people in every hour. I think that's how they're still doing it. They started that with COVID, and they found that it really helped in general to keep the crowds a little bit under control, because it used to be a wave, apparently, of people. And that's not always great. So you can check to see if they still have tickets available. Handmade Arcade in Pittsburgh. It's downtown in one of the hotel convention centers. And we had a good time last year. We didn't know what to expect. Last year was our first year. And we debuted a lot of pendants made by Andrew. So these enamel pendants like this were debuted for the Handmade Arcade. That's one of the big reasons that these were made in the first place. So these are just two of the ones from last year. And we're going to be debuting some more stuff. Our price points were a little bit higher last year. So we're trying to work on a way to bring all the price points, hit more price points than we did last year, especially on the lower end of things, possibly by making some of these that we talked about the other day. If you missed these, I started making, this is the enamel pendant, the actual enamel with the hand done artwork. So that's an original. And then I started making these, which are wooden pendants that are much lighter, but much less expensive too, because they're sublimated instead of hand drawn on each one. So we're working on some things like that. That's another one of the wooden pendants, in case you missed that live, that I talked about those. So there we go. So that's that we're still preparing for. We're setting up a new kind of booth area. We've gotten a new banner, we've gotten a new backdrop, we've gotten some new booth stuff. So we're working on that and trying to get all that settled and finalized. Excuse me. And yeah, we're hoping that we're gonna attract more people this year. One, because it's our second year there. Maybe people who came last year will come back to visit us again. And two, because we are going to have price points that are, we had a lot of the handmade, hand done artwork. So this year we're going to add some easier to make things, which brings our price point down into probably more of an easy gift range. Last year we had a lot of people who bought stuff still, but I think they were buying more for themselves than for gifts. And this is mainly a gift type show, which is what we found out. So we're trying to hit that, that sweet spot for gifts in probably the $25 to $45, $55 range. And instead of the $75, $85 and up range, which is kind of where we were. Let's see who else is joining in. I see Norma is here. Hello, Norma. Thank you for joining us. Sandra is here. Hello, Sandra. Thanks for joining in. Cindy is here. Hello, Cindy. Thanks for joining us today. Good to see you. Yeah, so what else is going on? Just making some notes so I don't forget what I want to talk about. Because I do that quite a lot. Nancy is here. Hello, Nancy. Good to see you here. Nancy says, it's cold here for us in Tampa Bay. Nice change, likely back into the 80s in a day or so. That's crazy to think about the 80s right now. I'm glad we're not in the 80s, but we can come up out of the 20s. I think coming out of the 20s would be nice. So I'm probably going to do this live, and then Andrew's going to take over, and we're going to have book club. I'm sure he'll be up for part of this live too. I'm hoping to explain some of these things, and then I think while he's running book club, because I'm no help in book club because I didn't read the book. But I am going to run over to the cottage. I need to check on the pellet stove. I had some issues with the pellet stove this morning. I left here early because I had to go to my other job today. I left here early so that I could get up to the cottage and check on the pellet stove. I thought I was just going to refill pellets, but I had forgot that I bumped the pellet stove up a little higher last night because it was going to get really cold. And it had just run out of pellets, which means it had shut itself down, or it was in the moment of shutting itself down. And so I tried to restart it, and it did not want to restart. I don't know why. It was in shutdown mode and it wanted to shut down. So I had to spend a lot more time there. I was late to my other job today, but my boss was fine with that. I had texted him to let him know. Still got everything done that I needed to do today, though, and I think that's pretty much what he cares about. So that was that. So I got to go up and check on the pellet stove. One of our split system. We have a split system there, and there are two indoor portions of that. One of them is no longer on the network for some reason because I can control them remotely, which is nice. But one of them fell off the network, so I have to make sure that everything is okay with it. So I got to go up there and check on that. And hopefully, I'm going to have some stuff to sublimate tonight. We're working on some stuff, and I think some of this new artwork that Andrew has made that we're going to take a sneak peek at today is going to go on some of these things, I think. I don't know yet. I don't know. Andrew's in control of all that. He decides what of his artwork goes on what. That's not my decision to make. So when he gives me the go ahead, I make the stuff. That's how it goes for the most part. Sometimes I try some things and I say, here, take a look at this. Take a look how this came out. Take a look at how this came out. But he ultimately decides what of his artwork gets released and in what methods it gets released, which is only right because he is the artist. I am not. I help push it out to the world however I can. Marion says, anyone can be late. I try not to, I'm already usually late. But I was like, I'm going to be even later than usual today. But he gets it. He's pretty much, he's my age. He's been through a lot. He's seen a lot. So he knows things happen. And other people were calling out today too, because the roads up that way in some of the areas were really bad today. So luckily ours were not. Hello, June. Good to see you here, June. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Is that true, or am I just making... I guess I haven't seen many of you because we have not been live very often. So I guess we have not seen many of you out there. But I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, June. So hello. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's doing well out there. All right. So... Marianne says, as long as there's communication, but I hate being late. Me too. And we often are, just because our lives are so crazy. But yes, I try to communicate when I'm going to be extra late, especially. Suzanne says, Cinnamon came and pawed my phone. Thank you, Cinnamon. Good to see you here, Cinnamon. Barnaby would appreciate that, I'm sure. Barnaby has been having a rough time. He got a little cold and he had a fever the other night. His fever broke the same night that I noticed that he had it. He was having a rough time. He was really lethargic, and he was doing more hiding around. And just before that, the kittens had some runny eyes, so I think they may have passed it on to him, because as soon as I noticed he was getting that way, they stopped having the runny eyes. So I think they passed that on. I don't know where the kittens get the sick from, but they seem like they've got runny eyes quite often, and I don't know why. It's not like they go out and run around, but I don't know if they get it from us, if we can transmit stuff. I don't know. But anyway, so plus they're kittens. They get into everything. So I think Barnaby got it. He was having a rough night the other night. And He already has asthma, so his fever broke. I had him under the covers with me, so that because he wanted some alone, he needed some peace and quiet from the little ones because they kept trying to bother him, and so we put him under the covers because sometimes he likes to sleep under the covers, and he was like burning up, but he was also under the covers. But then he got really warm, and I could tell he had a fever, and he was not feeling great, but he was still eating, which made me happy. And then that same night, he kind of perked up, and I could feel his ears weren't hot anymore. But ever since then, he's had an extra cough in addition to his asthma. So I think some of the stuff settled in his lungs, and he's trying to, process it. So, so I'm sure he would appreciate Cinnamon saying hello, because he's been having a little rough time in the past few days, but he's starting to feel better, I think. His cough seems less severe than it did even last night. So at least as of this morning. So that's good. Suzanne got her RSV vaccine. That's good. Marion says, not many things transfer from people to cats. No, not many do. I know COVID is one that possibly can, but I don't think we've had that. If we've had that, it's not been anything that we've thought that we've had that. So I don't know. But Mr. Barnaby is having a rough time. So please send him some good energy. June says, super busy family stuff, in and out of town, and holiday stuff. I get it. A lot of stuff going on, but it's good to see you here. I'm glad you can spend some time with us. All right, so that's kind of talking about what we're doing this weekend, Handmade Arcade. That's talking about there probably will not be a Saturday morning tutorial this weekend because I'm not going to have a lot of time to edit one, and the only time Jen could possibly film is Thursday, and we're going to be crazy on Thursday. We will be closing the physical store on Thursday all day. I need to put up a notice about that, but just to give you all a heads up, if you're local, the store will be closed this Thursday for us to prepare. We're going to take the whole day and really get ourselves situated for the Handmade Arcade, which we have to be at on Friday. And there's Andrew.
Hello.
And Andrew's been having a rough time with weather changes lately. He's been sneezing and like multiple sneezing like 30 times in a row, I feel like.
It's normal.
He says it's normal.
I don't know why we live where we live.
He's like, it's time to move to the tropics or something.
Somewhere where the weather doesn't change
every 2 minutes. So, yeah, so that's what's going on here. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover, I think. I'm feeling okay. I'm trying not to wear myself down with worry about everything. I'm just trying to take it easy. We're both trying to stay chill about the show this weekend. We'll get as much done as we can, and it's going to be a nice time seeing a lot of great people. So that's the plan.
It'd be nice if it's a good show, but it'll be what it'll be.
Yeah. We would love it to be a super spectacular, great, busy show, but you never know, right? We're going to have different stuff this year slightly, and we'll see what happens. I'm picking up Silk. Apparently the kittens were in here.
They keep trying to bust in.
They keep busting in the office. Gilbert likes to come in the office, and sometimes he's a bigger cat, and if we don't latch the door really hard, he can get in, and then the little ones follow him. And I found bead strands scattered throughout the house.
They're thieves.
They are thieves. Tallulah especially. She has stolen multiple pencils and pens of Andrew's. We found one of his pencils in one of her little boxes that she sits in out in the kitchen.
I put a box in there for her, and
she has now turned it into the klepto box.
Under the bed too.
She and Gertie both are stealing things and hiding them under the bed. There are little treasures under our bed. We got to find a way to block the bed off a little bit, I think. And so he's had a pencil stolen, a pen stolen. She tried to take his pair of pliers, which I don't know how she thought she's going to move those around, but she was ready to grab those.
She's always been like that, though.
Yeah, she's always like absconded with her food. She takes a bite and runs with it and then eats it and then comes back for more.
She's a hoodlum.
She doesn't do that as much now, but every once in a while she gets it in her system. So she's a little, you know.
Well, it's like when we first got them, I kept finding these random screws, and she was somehow taking screws out of stuff. So
and I saw Gertie doing it too. They had a cat carrier in their room so that they could feel like they could be in a cave if they want to. And it has the screws for the top and bottom. And somehow they unscrewed almost every single one of those with their teeth.
And they pulled nails out of the wall.
Yeah.
They did their, how you call it?
They can open doors.
Little gremlins.
They are little gremlins. So if you're wondering why we took so long to decide to let them have free range of that entire house, that's why. They're little gremlins. Marion says most cats practice larceny, right?
We're just so used to our cats being good.
Yeah, Suzanne says hire them out as carpenters. They could take stuff. They could do the demolition work. I think the putting together they're not so great about. Yeah, they've torn up some of the walls, peeled some of the plaster. They're wild. They're wild.
Yeah, it seems like I always forget that their kittens are a lot of work.
Yes, he does forget that a lot. Like I'm like, do you remember when Barnaby and Gilbert used to go romping up the stairs and through the house? He's like, no. I'm like, they did. I remember.
Yeah, and then by the time it comes around, I forget. Then it's time to get a new kitten.
That forgetful memory.
And then I'm like, oh.
It goes away. And he's like, oh, wouldn't kittens be nice now?
Oh, so cute.
He still says that, even now.
And then they get wild where they start taking our stuff apart.
Yeah, it's true.
So we've started to integrate them in the house.
Yes, they're pretty much fully integrated and have complete free range of the house. We're going to see how that goes while we're away in Pittsburgh for 2 days. We're not away. We're going to be coming back.
I think we might have to lock them up.
But they might have to go back into their sequestered rooms for a little while.
Because I can't. We're going to come back and the house is going to be on fire.
So, or falling apart from everything they've taken apart out of the house. House crumbling as we come into it. So yeah, but that's what's going on here. And you're probably like, well, let's get to the show. It's not been long enough yet. Did you forget we talk a lot?
Can't talk too much because we have book club after.
We've got book club after. So we are going to start showing you some stuff.
I think this might be the next to last book club. We have one more book.
The January book?
Yeah. And then I think it's
and then we need a new book list.
I don't know if we're going to do it again.
Andrew's like, I don't know. We don't got enough people.
I mean, it's nice, but everybody seems to be so busy now that I don't know, you know?
Yeah. So.
That's sad.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we thought we were just taking a break with the pandemic, but maybe that was the sign. But hey, we'll see. We'll see. Kolini, thank you for joining us. I hope I pronounced that right. Kolini Okada. So the cats have achieved total house domination. They're trying. They're trying to dominate. Are you from Tucson, Andrew asks?
Mixed polymer clay.
Mixed polymer clay. I don't know your name, but thank you for joining us. Andrew might recognize you if that's you. Amanda's back. Hello. Hello.
If it is, she made that cute little spider. That I got in the last one. That's another thing. We're kind of planning for Tucson, but it's a weird time.
Yeah.
So I have a friend who said I could stay with them. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go out.
Yeah, things are weird for that.
Just shop or do the snag event.
We're still deciding what the plans are for next year and what we're doing.
By next year, you mean
in a month? In a month now? Yes.
In 2 months.
Well, just next year in general, between whether, what we're doing in the store, what we're doing here in town, what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So much going on. And I'm trying not to get stressed out over it.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of excited about whatever we decide on, because then once we decide,
we'll just do it.
Then we have a course of action, and we can start making plans.
The decision's the hardest part sometimes.
But not for me. That's the thing. It's weird because you'd think that since I'm a Libra, that I'm the indecisive one. I guess in a way I can be, because I like to think of all of the alternatives.
Yes.
But once I have an important decision, I just make it. And then leap in the dark. That will appear.
Yeah, that's the scary part for me. I'm not good at leaping in the dark. Nancy says, did I tell you our house is under contract? I saw that on your Facebook page. Congratulations. I know you're happy about that. To get out from under all that Nancy bird song.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes. Colidi says, yes. Hello, William and Andrew from Tucson.
Oh, nice.
Harry has just joined in. Hello, Harry. All right, so we got to get this show started, I guess, huh? So let's show you some paintings. Well, not paintings, kind of paintings. Drawings.
I don't know what you would consider.
Drawings.
I guess these are drawings.
More drawing than painting.
There's a little bit of paint.
A little bit of paint. A little bit of both.
Mixed media, I guess. Technically, they're drawings because I could have used something else instead of paint.
Yeah.
But I did prep the background, and it's 6 layers of colored gesso. So
you added 6 layers for y'all. All right, let me flip the camera.
Too many layers.
These are, I think, it's like I say this every time a new collection comes out there, but these are like my favorite lately. I like these a lot.
The new stuff is always my favorite.
Like the new ones always. But these are really, I've been waiting for these to be able to show y'all. Now, these are not in the online store yet.
Tomorrow night.
They're going to go in the online store by tomorrow night. And we will, we'll tell. More to come. But also, that's one thing I wanted to say. We had a trunk show yesterday with Laura Lunsford. If you missed that, go back and rewatch. There's still some awesome stuff available. You can send us an email to try to claim anything. If you already claimed as of last night, yesterday, just an hour or so after, or maybe 2 hours after the live debuted, or ended, I should say, I did invoice you. So you should have an invoice for anything that you've gotten. If you wanted to go back and see if anything else is still available after you've gotten your invoice, you can send us more emails. I did not check our email yet today because I was at my other job. So if you've sent something throughout the day today or very late last night, I've not got to look at it yet. But the invoices did go out, so please check your emails for those. We were very thankful for all of the purchases y'all made.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Thank you from Laura too.
Yes, Laura was very happy so far with it. And like I said, I'm going to be taking pictures of the items that have not sold sometime tomorrow throughout the day. I'm assuming the store is going to give me the time to do that. If it's crazy in the store for some reason, then I may not get to that right away, but I plan to do that tomorrow and put them in a Facebook album. So if you're following our Facebook page, you can check out what is still available. They will not go into the online store. We don't have it long enough for me to do all that work for that. So they're going into a Facebook album, and then you can claim in the comments of that Facebook album, or you can continue to send us emails about them, whichever you prefer.
Do you like that I dragged the heater in here?
I saw that. I was like, what heater? Because I have the heater that's normally in here at the store in the back room to keep it warm when it gets chilly. And I was like, we don't have a heater. And Andrew found a heater, and there's a heater in here now, so it's getting warmer.
It was dang cold.
Yes.
Earlier.
It was cold in this room.
Because we keep the door closed so the heat doesn't circulate. Because we're worried about the kittens getting in here.
Yeah. So this room doesn't get all the heat that it should. So it doesn't know that it's cold in this room because the thermostat's across the hall from this room. So when this door is closed, it's like, oh, it's fine. Anyway, so let's flip the camera around and let's look at Andrew's new work before we start the 7 o'clock or 7-ish book club. Okay. These last two, Andrew, these are the ones you said to be careful with, right? Okay. So, are you all ready? They're like, yes, we've been waiting this whole time. 30 minutes so far. Here's the first one. How do you like that, y'all?
Nobody's seen this one yet.
Now, I guess Andrew did give a preview, a sneak of these on his page. If you follow his artist page, he was showing these off. So there is a rabbit. And tell them about these, Andrew.
I made them.
With graphite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Graphite and gold paint.
So there's a Bristol board, and then I made small sizes in case I have to go into the waiting room, and so that way, and I try to plan it so I didn't have to have a lot of art supplies, because you can't be sloshing around a bunch of paint, water, and everything else. So I try to make something portable in case we have stuff to go to and I need to keep occupied. And so these, if you haven't told them already, they're going to help offset some of your medical expenses, and also to kind of cover some of the time off that you've had to take because of everything going on.
Yeah, not so I don't crazy push myself into more issues.
Yeah, so I made these small size also because we have the plastic for the
ACEO cards.
You can show that one. It's straight in front of you. Yes. So that's one of the series that I made to help also raise my. I don't know if any are left or not.
I don't know. I think there are still some of these.
I think the other ones are sold, isn't it?
All the paintings are sold. All the hearts and all the birds.
Oh, good.
But I don't know about if all, because we had 11 or 12 of these. I don't know if all of those sold out yet.
So those ones, anyway, so we had that plastic, so that was a good.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be archival, so that's a good thing. So the other pieces,
so these will fit in there.
They're Bristol board that I layered different layers of gesso and colored gesso to get that background. I know in my picture, kind of, you can't really tell, but it's kind of a bluish gray color. And then I haven't gotten a chance to draw very much lately. Usually if I do any drawings, they're like really quick sketches, or They are things for my idea book, or they're stuff that's like for underpainting. And then when I was at Aeromont in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, I was very fortunate and got to take a workshop with Barbara McFadden. And one of the techniques that we did was using graphite with enamel. And it kind of reminded me how much I enjoy drawing, because I don't actually
I was
get
gonna
to.
say you don't draw very often at all.
Not anymore. And the stuff that I do draw, I have to draw in a very specific way for the laser, because usually now if I do any drawings, it's for the laser.
Yeah.
Which you have to be very. You can't get the shading like you can. I mean, I guess in theory you can. I don't know. But, oh, the moon is up. It's really big. Anyways, so it's a nice way to get back into drawing, and because I haven't really had a chance to do very much of that. So
Cindy says, I loved The Birds, The Monarch of the Sky. Yeah, that was a good series.
I don't have any bird friends in this series yet. So this is kind of an extension of the forest friends, but these are like the city friends, I guess. Because these aren't.
They're in their Sunday finest.
Yeah. And then some of them are a little bit more anthropomorphic. Like the other ones that could be like a creature out in the wild getting a fun little hat or headdress. But these ones, some of them have like human fingers. So I thought that was a little bit too creepy, so I only did one like that. I almost didn't keep going with the series after that one because it was a little bit. I was like,
This one.
Yeah, so that was the first one. And I made that, and I was like,
I saw this, I'm like, you have to do more of these. I didn't know he was wavering on it.
Yeah, I almost didn't. I almost got painted over that one.
Cindy says, my number one thing is drawing. Nice.
That's good if you can do it. I just don't have any time.
She says, these animals are very charming. That's what I said. I think they're very charming. And I like just the like kind of one color gold accents.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I needed a little bit of bling.
Of course.
Gold is
Goldie
my
D
favorite.
over there.
Also. And then I was like, oh, I could add this. And do y'all know who the Blackest Black, that culture hustle? Y'all know that? Stuart, what's his name?
I don't know his name.
I can't remember.
I just know, wasn't there a battle for the Blackest Black?
So apparently this dude gets into a lot of battles. So there was this black that's called Vanta Black, and it was supposedly the blackest black, and there's an artist named Anish Kapoor who's a really amazing artist, but he bought the recipe of how to make the blackest black, and he's made it so that nobody else is allowed to use it.
Got the rights to it.
And actually it's a pain in the butt to use, so it's not like something easy to use anyway. So this dude, I think the Stuart something, he was like, well, we're gonna make the blackest black, and then anybody can use it except Anish Kapoor.
Oh my.
So there's that. And then he came out with the pinkest pink. I don't know who he battled for that. But for gold, the goldest gold.
The goldest gold. Is that
which I'm intrigued by, of course. If anybody wants to get me a Christmas present, there you go.
Harry says, was it Stuart Semple?
That's it. So Daniel Smith, he's feuding with Daniel Smith. because Daniel Smith, he bought up all of the quinacridone gold pigment. And
is that why Golden was running out of the colors?
They can no longer make it because he bought all of the pigment and there's no more. And so they made the gold is gold, and anybody can use it except for Daniel Smith. And I was like, who's he feuding with this one?
Everybody's feuding with everybody.
And so I got kind of intrigued. But anyways, I was looking at his site because, of course, it's Black Friday and everybody's having Black Friday sales. And if I can get the stuff on discount, even better. I didn't actually do it, though. But I started seeing his, their stuff is called like unicorn spit or something. I don't know. Unicorn milk, some unicorn something. And I was like, oh, what if I put that on these? And then I could add this, and then I could add this.
You always want to add more.
Yeah, and so this is a good restraint from me.
Yes, I was surprised you restrained yourself to this.
And not add too much.
Not add too much.
Get too fiddly with the painting stuff.
Cindy says, like when T-Mobile wanted to trademark the pink. That magenta.
That was a big thing this year, actually.
Suzanne says, unicorn snot?
It's some kind of bodily orifice produced fluid from a unicorn.
Amanda says, those are precious. So what do y'all think of these? Do you like them? Are these something you're going to be interested in when they go online?
I hope y'all like them because this is going to be the basis for some other stuff that we're working on.
Mm-hmm.
And originally we were going to go in a completely different direction for Handmade Arcade. And then I was like, but I don't want to stop drawing.
Yeah. So these are going to be used as a basis for things for that.
And for y'all, too.
And for y'all, of course.
But anyway, so here, this is for William. I found this today.
What is it? Oh, this for my hand repair.
This was a present for you.
A long time ago.
And you put it away. It's probably like turned to ash.
It's like what my hands are doing right now.
And it's still juicy.
No, it is still good.
Oh,
I'm not gonna put it on now while I'm touching the art, but
no. Not at all.
Right. Suzanne says, so nice. Yes. Marion says, there are 3 that I just love. Harry said, these are some of your best. Cindy says, Andrew should make a deck of cards.
Here you go.
That would be cool, right? Put some hearts and spades on there and call it a day.
Nah.
He says, nah.
It's already done. There are more also that are in the works. They're also sealed, so that's why the 2, I said don't rub your fingers. I had a friend, okay, so you know how sometimes you have friends that are good friends, and then you have people who you say is your friend, but actually they hate your guts.
Oh, no.
Well, I had one of those, and so I would let her see my sketchbook, and she would do this thing where she would take her finger and rub it all up and down the pages so it would
smear everything.
And I was like, what the hell? What are you doing? And I caught her doing it, and she was like, oh, I was just feeling the texture of the paper. I was like, you are an artist.
Right.
You know.
You know what paper's like.
You know that you are smearing that business.
Yep.
Anyway, so.
That's the frenemy talk. The frenemy stuff.
She's no longer invited back to look at my stuff. But anyway, so these are all spray fix except for the new ones. And so that's been interesting because it's been cold. And then it's also been dark. So there's stuff that, like, I had to do some UV stuff. And you know the UV lamp, it works, but there's nothing beats the sun. And so that's also been kind of in the
there's
wrench in the
there's
gears.
There's no sun right now.
No. And I usually work at night, so the times that I am available, usually I'm asleep.
Cindy says, "Who needs friends like that?"
Not me.
No, we don't.
No.
That's why they're no longer
You know how
friends.
sometimes you just like come up with somebody, and in theory you're friends, but you're not like.
You had some good times together, but
Mm-hmm.
but then things change sometimes.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Anyway,
So yeah. So these are the new drawings, and Andrew has more in the works. These will debut in the online store though, starting tomorrow. And we have plans, which I might be going to work on a little bit tonight, to make some stuff with these too.
yeah. How do y'all think about kits?
Kits.
Like, what if you had this as a cabochon and then you could do like bead around it?
Cabochons, pendants. What do you
Do y'all
think?
like that?
You
Or
like
you
that
think
idea?
that's a garbage idea. Which one's your favorite?
I don't know
Maybe
how.
click a poll.
The thing is, like, I don't know because, well, I think one of my favorites. Jumping to that, I think this one is one of my favorites because it looks a little bit like Barnaby.
What is it?
This.
Oh, the cat.
This little one.
Oh, that is this type of cat. It's based off of a real cat.
Is it the one from the mountains?
It's the one that's the tiniest cat.
Yeah, it looked like Barnaby. That's
and
why.
It's like spotted.
Harry says the cats are my favorite.
The one is kind of looks like Gertie.
Suzanne, yeah, Gertie's like over here. Suzanne says the cats and the badger. Colidi says love their personalities.
Thanks.
Cindy says, yeah, love that sailor-looking cat. That one right there. That's, I think, my favorite. He does look like he got a sailor coat on. It's true.
That's based off a child's outfit. I've been looking at so I collect photographs. Did y'all know this? I collect a lot of stuff, as y'all know. But let me show you.
Marianne says, I think my fave is the other cat or the bobcat lynx. Norma says that would be fun. I like the octopus. Hello, Vanessa says, hi everyone. I love the octopus. Cindy says the fox is cute.
I don't know how to open this. So I collect old photographs. And so where is it? Oh, look at this one. This is a picture of a little boy with kittens. And some of those you might recognize from the Bright Circle series. But anyway, so there's a photo of a little boy, and it's not, I don't think it's a sailor's outfit, but
it does look like one.
But it's very similar.
Yeah.
To it.
Let's see here. The rabbit is adorable and love how the eyes are, says Michelle. Amanda says they are also precious. I really like the monkey and the otter and the octopus and the wolf and the bear. LOL. Suzanne says cabs aren't my favorite thing, but I could glue a bell on it.
I mean, well, we can put a hole.
Yeah, we're gonna make some pendants too, because I already got some pendant blanks cut.
Mm-hmm.
So there are definitely going to be some pendants coming out of this.
We have to test it to see also. And I tried to use colors that worked well.
Yeah, I don't know how the gold's going to come out.
Well,
it's going to be a yellow
idea for that.
Oh, you're going to embellish each one?
Yeah, because that's how I do. So maybe not the wolfish one. That one I couldn't decide if it was going to be a wolf or a coyote. So it's kind of
a wolfody.
Wolfody.
A colf.
Whatever it is, I don't know. But so that's yeah, I made that.
Cindy says we need cards because I love them all. Turn them into prints, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. If I do,
Maybe make some ornaments.
if I do them for cards, I would probably make them larger.
Like greeting card size.
No, I would probably do them like big, and then when you shrink it down, it looks like you're more talented than you really are.
Oh, I see.
Also, you have to have that kind of planned out in your mind. Like some of those are not going to be good for the pendants because they're not really centered. I guess we could make a template and cut it out on the laser, and then you can line it up and look.
Maybe.
Because some of it's not going to fit.
No, it's gonna have to be like, even these didn't. I made these extra sized so that it would overlap the edges so we didn't have any white showing. So that's I'm talking about these. So I still blew them up, and they're still a little bigger than the originals were. Like this one, the ear's not quite on, but that's how that works. And so even you would get the face, but you wouldn't get everything on a pendant unless we made like ornaments. Then it would be bigger.
Rectangles.
They'd have to be maybe rounded edges. Like we could round the edge, but
walk around Mr. T style.
Right. So, but no, on a pendant, they're gonna be, it's gonna be like this, but it's gonna be whatever.
Our printer is not working.
No, unfortunately.
So if anybody wants to buy a slightly damaged Canon,
I have to see if I can take it apart and get some alcohol. And one of the nozzles is jammed up, and no matter how many times I go through the cleaning process, it does not clean it. And who knows now that it's sat even longer, if any of the other ones are. But yeah, it's a Canon Pro 10 and great printer, but we just never used it often enough to keep the nozzles clear.
I know, we're still paying on it too. So, yeah, I wonder if we can just replace that one nozzle.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we could send it maybe into Canon, but it might cost as much as a new printer. Like that's the thing. Like you start, yeah. But we'll see. I don't think
it was that. It was expensive though. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a $600 or $700 printer.
Yeah, that was not an inexpensive.
Michelle says I still need to learn beading around them.
I did a video.
I thought you did a video at one point, a tutorial.
Cheryl probably knows where it is because she made it.
I don't know if Cheryl's in here today.
Where'd she go? She probably is out of habit of watching it.
I know. Well, that and she tuned in a little bit yesterday and popped in and then left again too. So she's probably busy with holiday stuff. And I know she gets up early to walk her dog.
Oh no, they wear glow sticks. Like they're gonna go to a rave.
Early time. Cindy says, invent a game to go with your cards. That'd be fun, but that'd be a lot of work. Rules of a game.
Who would be like, what is that game? The one where
Memory.
You would lose that.
I would lose that. I used to be good at that.
The one where you flip them over.
Yep.
And then you have to find it.
I used to be good at that when I was young. Now my memory's shot, y'all. Shot.
I don't even remember how to play that. Was it Old Maid?
Old Maid. We used to play Old Maid with my mom at work. She'd work the night shift and sometimes take us with her, and we'd play Old Maid and go fish. I don't know how you play Old Maid anymore. I don't remember. Let's see here. Amanda says the otter is so pretty, like a little lady.
Little hussy.
Little hussy. Oh my goodness. Marion says cats trump everyone.
That one, little Gertie one.
Little Gertie over here. I can't touch it too much because it's not sealed. But it's in there we go. Cindy says I tried on my own to beat around too, and it was a disaster.
It probably is you didn't give yourself enough slack. So you start with a band of right angle weave, and you make it slightly larger than your cabochon. And then when you connect it, once you pull it in with a peyote stitch, that's when
Yeah.
It's not too hard once you get that technique down, but the tension is everything.
Gotta practice for that.
Yeah.
Khalidi says maybe someone's made a how to clean your nozzle video on YouTube. I did
I
look.
would hope.
I did look when it happened, and I read forums and stuff, and a lot of people were like, if you take this apart, you're probably not getting it back together. But I'll have to see if anyone has made one again since or done anything like that, because I'm pretty good with tech, so I might be able to rip it apart and put it back together. Cindy says, I made it too big and I had no pattern to follow.
I don't think you need a pattern, do you? I mean, that's the thing. That's the tricky one, though. It is something where if you aren't used to certain things, it's not ideal.
Yeah. Anne says, I'm joining late. Hello, Anne. Says, I love Andrew's collage and colorful work, but these sketches are so sweet. I really love them.
Well, if you like color, then you're like the next series even more.
What? Spoilers.
Okay. So here's the thing. We're going to do the truth telling now. So we originally had a show planned for December and January, and it was going to be holiday themed. And then when we were deciding about whether or not we were going to stay open or move the store or what we were going to do, it just got to the point where I didn't want to do all the promotion for a show and then we have to take it down halfway through. So I started working on another series of collages that are like the storyteller collages except wild.
There you go.
And William's seen them.
I've seen
the early parts.
Yes, the work in progress, and they are more wild than usual.
They're kind of like the what them hearts called?
The wild hearts?
That, yeah, there you go. Wild hearts.
Cindy says, I worked for Canon and spilled my coffee on my calculator all the time, and they ran across the parking lot to fix it right away.
Will you still work for them?
No, I don't think so.
I wish. Who is that? Norma?
Cindy.
Oh.
But yeah, so I'll have to see. I have to see. I haven't given up on the printer yet, but I also haven't had time to really dissect it and take it down off the shelf. And nor do I have the space to take it off the shelf in here right now. It's like a mini disaster zone in here.
Correct. I cleaned up, but it went, I don't know how this room.
I know this room, it was in one point very clean. It was the cleanest room in the house for a while. And then once we started doing lives in here again, it went downhill fast.
I think it's other stuff too. You've started collecting like your family memorabilia things.
Yeah.
And we didn't really have a place for stuff. So we just need to put
we'll get
some of the stuff. Like we don't need a VCR in the middle of the room.
No, especially one that isn't working. I was doing family videos. I was taking my grandmother's old VHS tapes and digitizing them. And then it got so dirty that even a VHS head cleaner wouldn't clean it. So it's sitting there now. What do you do with an old VCR? You know, that's another thing I would like to get some Q-tip swabs and see if I can clean.
Yeah, Q-tips are over there.
But probably have to take that apart too.
Yeah, that's not priority.
That's why it's sitting in the floor right now.
Correct. So anyways.
So that's that, y'all. We got to get, it's 7:05. So we got to start the book club. So I'm going to go. Probably take some of these and work and see what I can do with getting them on pendants and maybe some cabs and stuff. So
do you have the link for book club?
It's on the website.
So
it's a
drop
permanent
it
link
in the group.
I can't from here, but I will.
So, because some people, because I can't find that business.
Clubs and groups tab.
Yeah, I mean.
Inspired by Reading. It says, click here to go to the monthly meeting.
Correct. I can't find it. All right, bye.
All right, everybody. We'll see you in book club. Have a great night if you're not in book club, and we'll see you tomorrow. Well, Andrew will see you tomorrow. All right. Bye, everybody.